Hi, Thunder fans. I'm Mike Benton for ThunderVision. While Jason Pitton is up in the American Hockey League trying to make the Manitoba Moose in a tryout, he is all good to go on the ECHL side. He's back signing a one-year contract, and that adds yet another figure from last year's run in the Kelly Cup playoffs. Joining me, Thunder head coach Matt Thomas, to talk more about the signing. And Matt, why is it a big addition to bring Jason Pitton back for the season?
Well, obviously he was a guy that came into us late last season in training camp and really became a key contributor, and then until his recall in January where he went up to the Springfield Falcons for the remainder of the season until the postseason. But I think everybody remembers how well Jason did for us and how much of a key contributor he was for that playoff run that we did have. So, he's a big body. He's a guy that skates extremely well. He's got a good set of hands, and he also brings quite a bit of toughness to our team. He'll fight anybody. He fought some of the tougher customers in our league last year. So certainly a welcomed addition, a guy who I can't say enough good things about. A little bit shocked that he was available this year, but obviously we'll take that to start the season, and hopefully good things happen for him in the Manitoba camp. But if they don't, he'll have a good opportunity to come here and get a season going, and I'm sure at some point he'll be back up in the American Hockey League.
When you reflect back on the evolution of his game and how much he helped during the Kelly Cup playoffs last year, how does his role now change maybe from the outset of this season compared to the beginning of last season?
Well, I think maybe there's a little bit more expectation to be more of an offensive player for us. I think last year he came in and as a group we were finding we were having a hard time scoring goals, and he had a little bit of an injury there in game one of the season that kind of set him back for a solid month, and it was just a nagging injury that didn't really get him into rhythm. But really, when we started getting going there in December and especially January, he was a force to be reckoned with through December and January. A guy that arguably was our best player every single night, and we had a few guys that were playing that well, and that's why we won a lot of games during that stretch. But he's a guy that I think needs to be more of an impact offensively from day one here. He'll be given that opportunity, and I know that he's capable of providing what we need.
In terms of our conversations from this last summer, you mentioned a lot about fearlessness, physical play, muscle. When you bring Jason Pitton back on, how much closer do you feel that your team is to trying to match itself with that team identity for the season coming up here?
Well, I think he epitomizes that identity. We want to be a big, strong team that can score goals and can make you pay, but also are going to play extremely tough and physical, and he's that type of player. He finishes every hit. He goes to the net hard. He works hard defensively. He's a guy that you never have to ask to work hard, or sometimes you almost have to ask him to work a little less hard because it gets the better of him emotionally. But he plays on that edge, and that's the way our team's going to be this year. We're going to be a fast, exciting team that plays physical and maybe go over the edge a little bit, but not because that's our game plan, just because we've got some emotional players that like to play one way, and that's play hard every single night.